Hey everybody, sorry I am late. It couldn't be helped. Anyway, this is Batty Chatty once again, and we are going to be talking about. Hey Darren, here, let me get you on. Everybody, Darren should be getting on here right now. Hey,
Here I am.
Sorry I'm late, everybody.
No excuse. Not even Five Guys burgers. No excuse.
Yeah, I had.
Not unless you brought me one, and then I'll give you a little bit of a break.
Yeah,
Of course,
I'm
I think
sorry.
it might take a few days for you to overnight it, but you know.
I'm not
I'll
sure
live.
would travel well. Hey everybody.
No, it definitely won't. Good evening, everyone. Good day, good afternoon, good morning, good evening, good night. You know, all that good stuff.
Hey. Yeah, so what I was saying is we've got top 10 kid-friendly live-action movies, and we're going to be talking about John Carpenter's films today. So,
Yes, we are.
yeah. And the reason I wanted to do the top 10 the kid-friendly is because we've been having so many posts asking about kid-friendly movies, and I mean it's pretty obvious, cartoon wise. So that's why I went with just the live action ones. But how's everybody doing?
What's up, y'all?
How's it going, Darren?
Who's excited? What's that?
How's it going with you?
I'm doing just fine.
Oh, good.
I got a week and a half at my parents' place. I'm not on the road, so there's really no bad connection.
Good.
No trees, no bushes, to scream at.
Yeah, we're not.
I think I'm in good shape. I'm in good shape. And I'm proud to say that I finally got my goddamn script done. Yay!
Yay!
Now to see what I can do with it from there.
Awesome.
So.
All right. Should we dive right in?
Let's dive right in.
All right.
No matter how shallow or deep.
Let's go ahead and
yeah. All right. I'm going to let you run with this list because, to be honest with you, trying to pick out kid-friendly horror films is a bitch.
Well, and I will have to say, some of these do have language, but none of them have sex scenes. So,
Yeah. It's not about the sex, it's about the kids.
Yeah.
That did not sound good, did it? Wow.
No, it
Can
didn't.
You edit that out? Please edit that out. But no, we had thought about it, and we know that there are horror films out there that are more directed towards kids, like you've got Goosebumps and what have you. And I even just thought of one myself that's not so much live action, it's more CGI, is Coraline.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I mean, it's if you want to call it a kids movie. I mean, it is it is directed towards kids, but it's kind of creepy. It's really kind of creepy. But just throwing it out there.
Okay.
So, but I'm gonna let you. I'm not gonna let you start. You're gonna start. It's your show.
All right. Well,
we do have some good ones on that.
I'm going to start off with one that so many people love, young and old, is Hocus Pocus. Now, I know you said you haven't seen Hocus Pocus, but It's a really good one. I mean,
I'll tell you what.
Yeah.
From what I've seen of it, and I've seen bits and pieces,
Uh-huh.
watching Bette Midler, Kathy Najimy, and Sarah Jessica Parker acting like the witches they were was like taking a cheese grater to my back. I could not enjoy it for a second, what I did see. Now, that's
No.
not saying it's a bad film.
No, it just wasn't for you. That's okay.
No, not for me. No, not
Yeah,
for me.
that's all right.
The little bit I saw was just a little bit too much. Kind of over the top, if you will, for me. But, just
That's
saying.
all right. That's all right. So there's Hocus Pocus. I've got Casper on the list.
I saw Casper, and that was a long time ago. I don't remember it, but that was a fun little movie. That really was.
It was. It was a fun one, right? I mean, I enjoyed that one. I mean, and it had its hokey moments, but I mean, it's kid friendly. um.
Well,
So the next one I have on the
Casper the Friendly Ghost was meant to be. I think it was meant to be more of like a kid story anyway. But it was fun for a ghost story. It was a fun film. It really was.
I thought so. Then we've got Gremlins on the list.
Well, who hasn't seen Gremlins and who doesn't love it? I saw it and I loved it. I saw it in the theaters. I loved that movie. I really did.
Yeah.
The Mogwai.
When it's on, I watch it, and it's not one my husband wants to see, but I love that movie.
I have to see it again. It's been a while. And that's just a great film. I remember they used to sell these little, I guess they were like this big. There were these little gremlin things. I don't know what they were made of, but when you put them in water, they grew.
Mm-hmm.
And they were kind of like a rubbery substance, but they were gremlins. At least they didn't multiply when I put them in there. That would have been frightening.
Yeah.
So.
Then
By the way, before anybody gets frightened, I do need to warn you. You are going to hear 5 barking dogs, and they will not shut up no matter what I do. Just ignore them. Unfortunately, I can't when I'm in better range, but I'm upstairs. I got the door shut. I can still hear them. So just don't be frightened. They're not going to hurt anybody. I got the door shut. They haven't figured out how to open the door anyway, so.
Oh, well, that's good.
Yes, otherwise I'd be in real deep shit.
You'd be in real deep dog.
Oh, I already am. I already am.
Oh.
In fact, it's funny when one... Well, never mind. I'm not going to get into it. Don't need to get into disgusting stuff right now.
Okay, so the next one I have on the list is Ghostbusters. Now, I'm not talking about the newer one. I'm only talking about the 1984 one.
The good Ghostbusters.
And sequel. I didn't really care for the newer one. Not that it's anything against it. I just didn't really care for it.
Well, it's not Bill Murray. It's not Dan Aykroyd. It's not Harold Ramis, and it's not Ernie Hudson. Those were the Ghostbusters.
Yes.
And those were good Ghostbusters. Now, I didn't really even care for the second one all that much. The second one was okay. The first one is just untouchable. That movie is hilarious. And kids can enjoy it.
I remember I went to the movie theater and saw it, and it came out in 1984. I was 11, and it was just the greatest thing ever when I was a kid. So, I mean, that movie had to go on the list.
Yes. I enjoyed the hell out of the first film. I remember being... See, every year, there's a couple of movies that come out that I get this feeling inside like Christmas has come early. because I
Yeah.
want to see those movies so badly. Like right now, The Predator is the movie that I'm feeling that for this year.
Right.
Um,
It that looks
so, so
amazing.
yes, it does. But that's right now. That's the only film that's really, really got me feeling like that. But that's how I was with Ghostbusters when that came out. I was so excited to see that film. I could not wait until it came out in the theater. And then I was not disappointed when it did. At all.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, now that I've
Oh.
freaked everybody out.
Okay. Let's see here. I had to put Goosebumps
Shocker.
on the list. Yeah. I had to put Goosebumps on the list even though I have not seen it. I know a lot of people love it. I've not seen that movie, but I heard it was good.
Supposed to be a great film.
Yeah.
Hey, Landry.
Hey.
No, I absolutely do want to see that. I happen to be a fan of Jack Black. And
no, I like him too.
You know, it looks like a fun film. And I do like that kind of film.
Yeah.
Hold on a minute. Rissa Hart, you are coming down on me for not seeing Hocus Pocus, and you have not seen any of the Predator films yet? We're going to talk about that. Not now, later, but we're going to talk about that. But anyway, no, I'm messing around. But what film are we talking about? Goosebumps?
Yeah.
I do want to see Goosebumps. I do have I wanted to see it when I saw the previews. I just haven't really
I just haven't thought it out.
Yeah. But I do want to.
Okay, the next movie I have is Monster Squad, another one that you said that you haven't seen.
Yeah, I haven't seen Monster Squad. I don't know.
That's
I
super
kind of want to see it. Yeah,
it's
and I'm aware.
You may not like it, but I mean, it's good. It's good.
I have heard that it was a good film. The only reason that I got Monster Squad in my head is I don't know if anybody else can attest to this, but when I was a kid, there was a show on TV. I can't remember what it was called, but it dealt with this group of monsters that were like crime fighters. And I can't remember what it was called. I can't. Now, if anybody my age or older, which is 46 or maybe just under, can remember this show, because maybe you've seen it too, please jog my memory.
It sounds familiar to me. It sounds familiar to me, but I'm coming up blank.
You know what, Jason? Forgive me. Monster Squad was not one of those movies that I guess kind of didn't jump out at me to say, hey, watch me, woo. But I've kind of been back and forth on whether I want to see it or not. I think I'm having false memories. I have false memories all the time. Can you be more specific, Carrie? What can I tell you?
Missy, I kind of did a little disclaimer that this list, while kid friendly, does have some language issues with some of the movies. So it's not. It may not have sex and it may not have nudity, but they are going to have some words here and there.
Most movies nowadays, even with kids films, you're going to get that nowadays. It just is what it is. You know,
Was it called Drac Pack? Was it called
what?
Drac Pack? Well, Stanley says Drac Pack with a question mark. Was that what you were thinking it was?
That very well may be it. I'm going to have to look it up. Actually, you know what? While we're talking, I'm going to IMDb and look it up. You've got me curious now, because for the long time could not remember the name of that show. If it's Drac Pack, I'll be damned.
All right, so
I really will be.
The next one I have is The Witches. The Witches is a really fun one. It's totally kid friendly and really kind of creepy, but it's a good one.
Well, I have not seen that, but I am aware that Guillermo del Toro is remaking it.
Oh, really?
Which now I need to see it.
Right. What, now you need to see the original, or now you need to see his version?
No, I need to see the original.
The original's really good. They've got some cool stuff going on in there.
Why is there no Drac Pack here?
I don't know.
I'm not crazy. I'm not crazy. Well, I'm crazy, but I'm not crazy. Okay, nothing. I'm not imagining this. I'm really not. I will.
Did you find it?
No, because Drac Pack is animated.
Oh, okay.
And mine isn't. No, it's not Drac Pack.
Well, it was a good shot.
Son of a bitch.
The next one I'm going with.
The
next one I'm going with is the Addams Family.
I liked Addams. I liked Addams Family a lot.
Addams Family is totally good. And I mean, and that's, who doesn't like the Addams Family? But
yes. Who doesn't?
I'm not. Yeah.
I mean, listen. Right now, I think the most well known and the most used memes of are Christina Ricci as Wednesday Addams, and
absolutely,
she was fun. She was a fun actress for that,
Oh, she killed that part.
But yeah, no, that was an enjoyable movie. It really was.
Okay, so the next one I have, which I suggest often, and it does have language in it, but I think it's fun for kids, is Tremors. Because it actually has a monster, so it actually could scare them, but it's so cornball that it should be funny too, I like Tremors.
I'll give that one. I mean, I don't think Tremors is that bad of a film. In fact, if I remember right, the language wasn't even that bad in the film.
No, they say the F word a few times.
They do?
Yeah, they do.
Then I got to see it again. Well, no. I want to see it again anyway. I loved Tremors. I'll tell you, I was really disappointed that the series fell through. They were going to do a series with Kevin Bacon, and I guess nobody wanted to pick it up, so, kind of just...
That sucks. Because I would have totally watched that. I mean, I'm a huge Kevin Bacon fan.
I would have been all over that show.
Yeah.
That would have been so much fun. So
the next one I have is Something Wicked This Way Comes. Now, that was a creepy movie. Yes. I haven't seen it in a really long time, but it was super creepy.
Jonathan Pryce as Dark, Mr. Dark.
I think so, yeah.
Jonathan Pryce, and if I'm correct, Jason Robards was in that too.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, that was a good movie. I enjoyed that movie. I really did. It is creepy. It's But I mean, that's Ray Bradbury. So,
Right.
you give it for what it is. I don't know if we have this on the list, but somebody in the group had actually put a post up just about kid-friendly horror films, and he had Beetlejuice on there. Got to give it that. I got to give
Yeah.
Beetlejuice the credit.
I agree.
Because Beetlejuice is just. I love Beetlejuice. I really did.
No, I love it too.
Tim Burton is one of the. Tim Burton is the director that you either love his work or you hate his work. There's no in between with him. I love most of his films. I have actually not liked. What did I not like? I did not like Sweeney Todd.
Well, that's a musical. If you aren't liking musicals, then
No, I don't mind music. I don't
you just
mind
didn't care for that one.
In fact, I even love the premise. I love the premise of the film. I just didn't like the way he made it.
Oh, okay.
There was something else he did that I didn't like, but I can't remember what. I haven't seen Dark Shadows. I heard that was not a good movie.
I liked that one, but pretty much anything Tim Burton touches, I like. So I'm not a fair judge. I like everything he does.
I like most everything he does. Yeah, Beetlejuice is one of my favorites. Edward Scissorhands was amazing.
That was also another one I had on the list. Edward
Scissorhands. Yeah, Tim Burton's Batman was great. Tim Burton's Batman. Yeah, Beetlejuice is one of those movies that I absolutely loved it. Absolutely. So, but I do feel that Beetlejuice was more of a kid-friendly type of horror film, if you want to call it horror film. A kid-friendly type of horror film.
Yeah, no, I agree. I absolutely agree.
Mm-hmm. We could go with Corpse Bride. I mean, that's animated.
It's animated.
But if we're gonna go with animated, see, it's more CGI, and I don't know if you can call CGI.
I just wanted to do live action because otherwise we're gonna get into all kinds of animation ones, and those are just obvious choices.
Yeah. Yeah, Sheila, I'm not a fan of Sweeney Todd at all. I had a hard time getting through it. It just felt like it dragged. It really did.
Yeah, I think I've only seen it once. It's been a while though. Let's see here.
I've only seen it once because I didn't like it, so I'm not going to see it again. But
the next one I had was Watcher in the Woods. That one was pretty creepy. It's been a long time.
Was that the one with Angela Lansbury?
I think so.
I have not seen it, but I heard it was great.
It was good.
I did hear that was
super
great.
Creepy, but it's just been a really long time since I've seen it, but I knew I couldn't leave it off the list. I also had the Haunted Mansion on here.
Mm-hmm.
And that was a fun one. I mean, it was pretty hokey, but I mean, it was fun.
Yeah.
I have the little vampire.
I just had also... Little Monsters. Little Monsters. Fred Savage and Howie Mandel.
There's that one too. Yeah, Little Monsters.
I haven't seen that. I don't think I saw that.
I haven't seen Little Monsters, but I've seen The Little Vampire.
Okay. I don't think I've seen that one either. God, what am I doing on this episode? Why did we pick
that one has that little kid. Huh?
You picked a topic I know nothing about, and I'm supposed to be a film. I'm feeling very clear about myself at the moment.
Well, I've only got a couple more on the list.
A couple more.
Yes, but you've seen these two, I'm sure.
Oh, well, if we talk about that, then okay.
This could arguably not necessarily be a horror film, but I think it has plenty of horror elements, which is Goonies.
Yes.
And
Intensity, kind of creepy, but
yeah, well, I
I'll
mean,
give it that.
yeah, and it's got dead pirates all over the place and booby traps and one-eyed Willie and sloth, and
Yes.
I mean, absolutely,
Yeah, there were some
it
very
has
creepy
its
moments.
absolutely, and it's
Yeah.
one of my favorites. I love that one. And we also have
Okay.
Child's Play, which is teetering on.
Oh,
Do
come
you
on.
do you want to
You've
scare
got
your kid
you've got
to
a
death?
puppet with a knife. You've got a doll with a knife.
Right.
That is a scary.
Well, there's a few people who were saying Child's Play. I did not have it on the list until I saw some of you guys putting it on the list, so I put it on the list. But
I just had one in mind, and I just lost it. Oh, I don't know. See, this was an animated film. It was a live action, but it was with Jim Henson's Muppet crew. Is The Dark Crystal.
oh, that's one of my very favorites.
I
One of my
love that film. Are you?
absolute very favorites.
I'm sure you're getting prepared for the Netflix Dark Crystal series.
Yes, yes. Oh, and we should really put Legend on here.
Yeah, we could put Legend on there. Yes, Carrie, I know. Believe me, I'm sitting here and I'm feeling pretty small about myself right now, so I'm putting enough pressure on myself for not having seen these movies. And
I
Danny's
didn't have
talking
Ernest
to me,
Scared
so
Stupid on the
what is
list because I hadn't seen it, but it can go on the list.
okay. Gelflings, yep. Jem and Kira with
Yes, I love
Fizgig,
them.
the multi-toothed dog, the
Yes,
Skeksis, Augra. Oh, I love the Dark Crystal.
me too.
That was kind of creepy. That was kind of creepy. But anyway,
I saw the Dark Crystal in the theater twice when it came out.
so
my
I.
dad,
Well, I
my
live
dad
in the
took me to
theater in
see it.
Florida.
My
I was
dad
living
took me
in
to see
Florida
it.
when it.
Uh huh. Go ahead.
Oh, I love that movie. No,
And
I just remember seeing it in the theater. I remember Saturday 14th, Yella. I actually remember that. I remember Richard Benjamin was in it. Richard Benjamin and Paula Prentice. I gotta find. See, every time I get on one of these live feeds, somebody reminds me of a movie that the first thing I say to myself is, now I got to go find it and buy it. I'm turning
yeah,
into a hoarder. I
at least
literally have
reporting
more room.
something good.
I have very little room in my bedroom for me because I have so many horror DVDs. I'm trying to figure out where I'm going to sleep. But I do want to pick up. I do want to find Saturday the 14th. It was very much a spoof, but it was actually funny. It's been so long since I've seen it. So anyway, that's what I got to say about that.
Well, I think that rounds out the list pretty much. I mean, I'm sure there are more, but that's what we've got.
Yeah.
On our
Well,
list.
I think people are like waiting for us to get to the meat and potatoes of this, which
What?
a
And that's kind
DVD
of what
whore.
I was.
Listen, Brian. First of all, I got to say this, Brian. Do not call me a DVD whore when you are the one who is sending me a copy of Chainsaw Sally. But I am. So that's the point. Anyway, no, the big topic that we have today, and I think this is a
Probably going to
very,
be a two-parter.
I think this is a topic that everybody would love. Is we're going to talk about the films of John Carpenter. In my mind, John Carpenter probably has turned into the number one horror director of all time for me, and it's again just for me. A lot of people will agree, and a lot of people will disagree. But when you take a look at a lot of the movies that have come out, John Carpenter gave us The Fog. John Carpenter gave us Michael Myers. And, you're putting Michael Myers up there with the top 3 slashers in horror films next to Jason and next to Freddy. So when you say John Carpenter, you're talking about a line of horror films and just a name in the genre that everybody knows, and nobody can deny it. Now, my favorite John Carpenter film is and will always be, as on top of one of my 3 favorite films of all time, is The Thing. Now, I'm anal about films, if you will, just because I'm trying to kind of get into the field. But even with its flaws and some continuity issues, The Thing is still one of my 3 favorite films of all time. And I can deal with that. I think a lot of what does it for me is when you watch that film, you've got some really raw acting. And I don't mean raw in a bad way. I mean, giving it whatever they've got. You got some raw acting from Kurt Russell, Wilford Brimley. Now, Wilford Brimley is, I remember him as the Quaker Oats guy. It's very hard to picture him as this whack job of a guy who's trying to keep everybody from being able to get out of there. And, if you've seen the movie, you know that he's the first one to figure out what was going on. But John Carpenter's The Thing holds a place in my heart that no other horror film of that kind will. And it's just because it was so different. That, and you put in some of the greatest practical effects in film. I mean, Rob Bottin is right up there next to Rick Baker for An American Werewolf in London. Right up there for those effects. I mean, the creature creations, and that's what set the John Carpenter version film apart from the 2011 film is, number 1, practical effects. Number 2, unpredictability in the creatures, because you didn't know what you were going to see. And I think that whoever did the 2011 film kind of got it wrong. Just my 2 cents.
Cool. I think we're getting a little ahead of ourselves because I don't really want to. That's all the way in 1982, and he had some movies before that, so I wanted to kind of touch on those ones before we got into.
You wanted to do it in chronological order.
I did. The Thing is one of my absolute favorite ones too, but
everyone, I fucked up.
No, you didn't. You didn't. We're just getting ahead of ourselves a little bit. But
no problem.
That is like,
I was just getting too into it.
Well, no. Is that like one of my favorite of his? Absolutely. That's the Halloween and The Thing are up there.
Hands up.
If not my top of all time. But if we're going to talk about all of his movies, I wanted to start at the beginning.
Okay.
We can go back to it.
I'll shut up. I will shut up now.
No, you're fine. You're fine.
All right.
The first one I have, because I just have his Wikipedia filmography up on my computer, is one I have not seen. So, but have you seen Captain Voyeur from 1969?
I've never heard of it.
It says he's the director, producer, writer, and composer of that short film.
Okay.
So there's that. I've not seen the The Resurrection of Bronco Billy either, which is the next one. It also says it's a short film, and he's just the writer and composer of that one.
The Resurrection of Bronco. That?
Yeah, I've not seen that one.
What year was that?
1970. So then in 73, he did the Last Fox Trot in Burbank. And,
Boy, I missed it.
And he's an actor in that one. So, I mean, these are all of the movies that he's done anything in.
Okay.
So then in 1974 is Dark Star. Have you seen that? He was the director, producer, writer, composer, and an actor in it.
Now, is Dark Star the one with Dan O'Bannon?
I don't know. It doesn't. This is just his thing, so I'm not sure.
Because the only Dark Star that I know of had Dan O'Bannon. It was actually funny as hell.
Bye, Carrie.
See you, Carrie. And once you stop the dogs, come back. I think Dark Star is the one with Dan O'Bannon in it. And
okay.
If Dark Star is what I think is that like the balloon? Is that the one with the balloon that has claws on it?
I don't know.
It's like the alien, the balloon with claws for feet, and you got one guy hanging in this shaft and trying to keep from falling, and this thing just
Spaced Out Odyssey.
Yes, Dark Star is a fantastic movie. Guess what?
Yeah.
You need to buy that.
Oh, you're gonna buy that one now?
You're helping my DVD collection, but you're hurting my wallet. But yeah, I can find Dark Star anywhere. But that's a fantastic film. I didn't even realize.
I need to see that then.
Oh,
yeah.
It's amazing.
Yeah, he's the director, producer, writer, composer, and an actor in it. So I mean, he's across the board.
Yeah, if 2001: A Space Odyssey was shorter and funnier, you have Dark Star.
Okay. I need to see that. See, that's why I wanted to go down the list, because some of these things I had never heard of.
Oh, absolutely got to put Dark Star right up there. It's priceless.
Oh, awesome. All right. Then we've got the next one is Assault on Precinct 13.
Great movie.
From 1976, and he was the director, producer, writer, composer, and an actor in that as well.
That was a great film. I have the remake on DVD, but it really was a great film. Not meant to be. I don't think it was meant to be a horror film. That was more of like an action thriller, but it was a great one. Yeah, that one I enjoyed. That one was mostly unknowns. You know, it was the actors were unknown, and it was a great setup. You know, I haven't seen it in a while, to be honest, but from what I remember, I loved it, and I wanted the original because I'd seen the remake.
Then the next one we have is in 78, called The Eyes of Laura Mars, where he was just a writer for that movie. But
I remember the Eyes of Mars with Faye Dunaway.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. It's been a long I do need to see that one.
Yeah, I've not seen that one. So then we are in 78. So the next one, writer, producer, director, composer, and actor, was Halloween. I didn't know that he was the voice of Paul, Annie's boyfriend. That was John Carpenter.
He was the voice?
That's what it says. He because he's the actor, but it says voice of Paul, Annie's boyfriend.
Must have been over the phone or something.
Well, yeah, she was talking to him on the phone.
Oh, okay. Well, that's why. Okay.
Remember, she was talking to him on the phone, and then she spills butter on herself and has to go to the washroom.
There was something about the kids in that film. I can't remember who they were. One of the kids, I think the girl.
Yes. The one that was watching Thing from Out of This World.
Yeah.
The one that Annie's babysitting is she grew up. She's on the
Real
Housewives of Orange County. She lives in my county.
Orange County or Beverly?
And her sister played in Escape from Witch Mountain and all that. They were both child actors.
Her sister was also in the movie Tough Turf.
Yes, I love that movie.
Spader.
Yes, well, Spader, of course.
So yeah, there was John Carpenter. I think John Carpenter was really responsible for getting Jamie Lee Curtis on the map.
I love Halloween. I can't watch it enough.
You froze
Michael
on
Myers is my very What?
You're glitching. I can't hear you. You're frozen.
I'm glitching. Stupid Facebook. I don't know.
Well, now
am I still glitching?
It's like talking. No, now you're good.
Yeah, no, you're doing the same thing actually for me. So, hey, can you guys hear us? Can you guys hear us okay?
Now you're right on. You're right.
Oh, okay. Michael Myers is my favorite villain of all horror movies. He's the babysitter slasher that comes out on Halloween. I mean, my birthday's on Halloween, so anything that has to do with Halloween, I'm all over. So that's, how can you not love that?
Okay.
Andy, you can hear us?
Still hear both of us. It's paranormal activity.
Yeah.
Sound is glitching.
Please.
Yeah, it should furnace. Both of you are glitching. Well, I'm not happy if I don't glitch a couple of times during the day. It keeps me normal. Okay. I think we're glitched.
Why
but
does
now
it
we're
always
good. Now you're.
this?
Well, if it didn't, it would.
It wouldn't be. It wouldn't be normal if something didn't happen.
I know.
See, but I thought I got that out of the way because I was late.
We seem to be doing all right. I can't complain. At least now we are. Okay.
Yeah.
So, we got our Halloween in. We got Michael Myers in. One of the three.
Next one.
One of the big.
Yeah. The next one would be 1980s The Fog, which he directed, wrote, composed, and was an actor in that as well. So he's done a lot more acting than I realized. I didn't know he was such an actor.
Probably when he started out, he did. I mean, I don't recall seeing him in anything that he'd done later on. But how do I know?
Yeah, it's
I
just
just watched,
well, I
but
mean,
I love them.
they all seem to be like voices or like just some uncredited or non-speaking role. You know what I mean? Like kind of a background
Yeah.
guy, and they don't seem.
Oh, without a doubt.
Huh?
No. I see. I like when directors do that. It's like they just insert themselves in somehow.
Yeah,
Probably.
I like it too.
Yeah.
The other one that does that all the time is M. Night. He's always a little
Yeah.
in all his movies. He's always in his movies.
Yep.
I never say his last name because I slaughter it. I just call him M. Night. I can't say that last name. I don't even try.
Fog creeped you out, Ramon? I'll tell you what, if I have to see the original again, but I remember it creeped me out too. Like these dead pirates in the fog.
Yeah, no, it was a creepy movie because, I mean, fog is eerie anyway. And then you've got these dead pirates coming to kill you. I mean, that's super creepy. I know.
Yes, it is.
I know a few people that feel about The Fog the way a lot of people have said they feel about Exorcist. Like, oh, no, I can't watch it again. It totally terrified me. I know people feel that same way about The Fog.
Yes, they do.
You know.
But, so, I mean, you're going to have people who feel that way about anything that, you know, that comes up like that. I mean, those movies set the tone, so.
Yeah.
Okay. What we got next?
1981's Escape from New York.
Love it.
Which he
love that film.
Directed, wrote, composed, and was an actor in that one too. He was the Secret Service #2 helicopter pilot.
Yes.
And,
I remember that.
And he was a violin player too. So he did 2 roles in that movie.
No, that was a great film. He had a great cast. The other actor that he loved to use a lot was Donald Pleasance.
Yes.
He had let's see, Kurt Russell. He had
what's that guy's name? I always forget his name. Oh,
not Michael Ironside. Was it Powers Booth?
The other guy from Alien, the first Alien. What's his name?
Oh,
he just died recently.
Harry Dean Stanton was in it. Adrienne Barbeau. Ernest Borgnine.
I love Ernest Borgnine.
Isaac Hayes.
Yeah, it was full of stars.
Oh yeah. Oh, it was a great film. I love that movie. Was Meg Foster in it? I can't remember if Meg Foster was in it or not.
I can't remember either.
I'm going to have to watch that. Yeah.
Let's see here. I've got 2 pages of, let's see here. Who's Kurt Russell, Lee Van Cleef.
Lee Van Cleef, that's who it was.
That's who it was. Yeah, I don't see
Lee
Meg Foster's name, but but it's just listing the stars.
Yeah. So. No, I remember Lee Van Cleef. I think he was the guy who sent him out there, so. But yeah, that was a fun film. That was a very fun film.
I really enjoy that one. And Snake's just such a good character too, you know.
Oh yeah.
What's his last name? Blitzkin. Yeah.
Snake Plissken. See, I loved how he used Kurt Russell. Kurt Russell's characters are, kind of slimy, but they're out there. He's got a personality and all this, but when it came to Escape from New York, he took away the personality and put the prick into him. You're going to be a prick in this film. You're the anti. He's the anti-hero.
I didn't know Carpenter was married to Adrienne Barbeau for a little while.
I did not know that either.
And then I didn't know Snake was based on Clint Eastwood either. That's kind of interesting.
I can see it.
Yeah.
I can see it. Makes sense.
Yeah. So then, next one, another huge one, is Halloween 2. Now, he did not direct Halloween 2, but he was a producer, writer, and a composer for it.
I still have not seen
And
Halloween 2.
And he directed the reshots for it. So any reshots that were filmed for Halloween 2, he directed.
Okay. Well, maybe I'll have to take a peek at Halloween 2. I've seen 1. I've seen 3. How'd I miss 2?
I don't know. It's just kind of an extension of 1, really.
Pretty soon it wouldn't even have happened.
Pretty soon.
So.
Well, I just consider when franchises do that, I just think of them as those pick your ending books. Well, if I choose this one, then it goes into this universe, or if I choose this one, it goes into this universe. So they all still exist to me. It just depends on which one you're watching at the time. That's how I think of it. They don't.
Yeah.
It doesn't bother me when people do that with franchises.
No, it doesn't bother me.
Because I can just choose whichever one I like the best. You hate Hospitals because of that movie. I don't like Hospitals either, but that movie definitely creeped me out of Hospitals. But the thing is with Hospitals, in movies, they're always so dark and empty, and really, anytime I've been into a hospital, they've always been totally lit up and full of people. So where are these dark, empty hospitals?
Depends on the movie you're watching. It depends on the movie you're watching. If it's a drama, and I've noticed this, if you're watching a drama, the hospital is calm. People are doing this and doing that and going about their business. If it's an action movie, the hospital is always overpacked. People are running around like madmen trying to do what they need to do. And if it's a horror movie, it's a fucking scary hospital.
Yeah, and it's totally empty.
The hospital is made to fit the type of movie it is. Could be wrong, but I mean, I'm thinking of what I've seen.
Yeah. All right, so then we are to 1982 now, with The Thing. Where he was the director. He was just the director and an actor. So I guess he played one of the Norwegians in the video footage, which I did not know.
In the video? Huh.
That's what it says. Norwegian in video footage.
Well,
so that's
it's hard to really pay attention which one he was when you're getting a wide shot of him,
Right.
So he's one of the bodies, Okay. No.
Yeah.
But yeah,
that's one of those.
That I could talk about The Thing. I could talk about The Thing all day long. I love that film. That's wow. And it's funny, pardon me. It's funny because I went and saw The Thing in the theater. Now, I wouldn't exactly call it kid friendly, but
no.
I walked out of the theater.
I would never call The Thing kid friendly.
I walked out of the theater just before the kennel scene, and I refused to go back in. And it took me watching.
That was really sad.
It took me watching several the making ofs on TV about that film before I figured, all right, I think I can watch it now. And then I went and I watched it, and ever since it's been one of my favorite films of all time.
That kennel scene
I
is
am
hard
getting
for me
ready.
to watch even to this day. I mean, it comes on, and a lot of times I go to the kitchen and get something to eat or go to the bathroom or whatever, just because it's difficult. I mean, I know it's not real, but I mean, it's just like, oh, other than that, I love that movie so much.
Oh, I could watch that movie over and over. In
I
fact, I
have.
have.
I have.
Yeah, actually, David has a great point. I'm glad you brought that up. Is um, the James Arnaz film from 1954? Was it 54 or 56, David? I think it was 1954. Um, but it was kind of like the same thing, except the creature was one creature, and they defeated it by electrocuting it. Now, the book or the short story Who Goes There is actually more along the lines, or I'm sorry, the movie by John Carpenter is more along the lines of the story. I mean, that was the was put onto the screen. So now I need to go and find the story and read it. But yeah, the thing was really criticized and did bomb. But I think, and I agree with you, Wayne. I don't think people back then were prepared for something like that. But even though it didn't get good reviews, and even though it did bomb, it's a cult classic now. I mean,
Oh
it's
yeah.
you know, and I don't know why people wouldn't have been prepared for that. There are so many movies that nobody's ever prepared for. How do you pick a film like The Thing and say that about it? But when you watch, kind of see why when you watch it. It's just like if you want to make that comparison. Um, again, this on Friday, um, in in full in full steam horror, but it's like comparing Edgar Allan Poe to H.P. Lovecraft. Edgar Allan Poe's stories scared the shit out of people. But the thing is it was an acceptable kind. They were acceptable stories. They were very basic, but they were creative. However, you take H.P. Lovecraft, who was around the same time, he went much deeper than Edgar Allan Poe's stories ever would go, and nobody could keep up. I think people were ready for the kind of depth that H.P. Lovecraft stories told as opposed to Edgar Allan Poe's. So, you know what, Ramon? You're right. Dark Horse Comics did do a lot of justice to the Thing comics. In fact, I used to have them. I wish I still had them, but Dark Horse really told the story of the Thing so well from where the film left off. In fact, I want to ask everybody else because this is always been a big question: is who was the Thing? And if you think about it,
She's an alien.
at the end of the film, and just think about this: when Childs and McCready are in the shack that's already burnt up and watching and talking, I'm sorry. Does anybody else notice that when Childs is talking or even breathing, there's no
There's
breath
no.
coming?
Yeah. No, it's Child's for sure. It's Child's.
So, but
Yeah.
anywho, so yeah, that's my 2 cents on the Thing, and I've known I've just spouting, but I have a lot to say. I have a lot of commentary on it. What can I say? So, but a lot of people love that movie, so
No, it's a
it is
beloved
what it is.
movie.
very much so.
You absolutely can't deny its greatness. You know, that's.
Yeah.
So the next one, which there's a lot of controversy on the next one. A lot of people, there's a lot of hate, and then there's a lot of actual love for it. But is Halloween 3: Season of the Witch? It also came out in 1982, and
That freaked me out a little.
he was the producer and composer for that one. And it says he's an uncredited writer.
Okay.
Now I remember when that first came out, not knowing that there was going to be no Michael Myers in it. I was expecting to see him, and not just a little snippet on a TV, but an actual, he's going to be the villain guy. Yeah. And when he wasn't, I was super disappointed. And I think a lot of people felt that way, which made me...
Well, sure.
You know, I mean, I just kept hoping up all the way up to the end. Oh, no, he's going to show up. He's going to show up. And he never did.
Well, Halloween is Michael Myers. That's what you equate with the title Halloween, is Michael Myers. So to have a Halloween film that had nothing to do with Michael Myers was definitely a change. However, you had Dr. Loomis. Donald Pleasance was in the third one.
Yeah. I don't remember him in it.
He was in it.
I don't remember him.
I will say this is, I think, and you know, maybe this is something to ponder. I mean, you can't go back and rewrite history, but maybe if the Halloween movies were a series of different stories as opposed to just relying on Michael Myers, maybe the third film would have fit.
That's what they were supposed to be. Yeah. Well, I mean, and that's what they were supposed to be. But, you know, then they, since Halloween 3 did not go over well.
Gee, I wonder why.
Right.
Now, that scene with the masks frightened me. That frightened me.
Oh, no, it was terrifying. It was terrifying. Let's see here. I am not seeing Donald Pleasant in the third one.
Really?
Yeah, no, he's not in it.
Had to have been.
You've got Tom Atkins, Stacy.
That's who it was. No, that's who it was. Tom Atkins. That's who it was.
Yeah.
He was also in Escape from New York, by the way. But now I remember Tom Atkins. All right. So Tom Atkins was the... Okay. Why did I think that?
Yeah, he was the main guy.
Okay. Gotcha. All right. I'm with you now. I mean...
I was just like, wait, did I miss him somehow? I'm like, let me look this up. Years later, I've rewatched the movie, and I really enjoy it now. But it doesn't
hold up.
But I was very well. It doesn't hold up as well. But at the time, back when I first saw it, I was so disappointed that, you know, I didn't like it, and it took me quite a few years to get over that.
Yeah. No, I get it. And again, when you think of the title Halloween, you think of Michael Myers.
Yes.
That's what you associate it with. So to take that aspect out and you get a Halloween movie that has nothing to do with it, then yes, you have, you know, you're going to piss somebody off.
Yeah, you get a few people with sour grapes.
Yeah. Very sour. So.
All right, so the next one I have is, you know, not usually everybody doesn't usually go, oh yeah, that's John Carpenter, but it is, because he did direct it and compose for it, is Christine from 1983.
Love that film. Love that film. He did Stephen Carpenter. He did
Stephen
Stephen
King.
King right.
Yes, he
did
did.
Stephen King right with that movie. Really did. I mean, I just loved so much of it. I really did. I do own that movie, and I loved it.
No, it's a great movie.
Harry Dean Stanton. You had Harry Dean Stanton as the cop. Keith Gordon, John Stockwell. Great film. That fucker Buddy Repperton got what he deserved.
I like that old man that sold him the car. I thought he was cool.
Yeah. Creepy old guy. I can't remember who played it, but I'll have to watch it again to see. But yeah, Christine, anytime you get a Stephen King story directed by John Carpenter, you're going to have a good film.
Yes, absolutely.
So, love that film. And
let's see here. The next one I have is from 1984, is the Philadelphia Experiment. Now, all he was was a producer. All he was a producer on that. But
that was a good film with Michael Pare. That was a good film. I enjoyed that one. I did.
But I didn't know he had anything to do with that. So now I do.
Right. It makes two of us. Surprise.
Yeah. Absolutely.
I love finding out shit about people that you didn't know until we do something like what we're doing. I love finding stuff out.
Yeah,
I really do.
Me too. Learn something new every day. Absolutely.
Yes, you do.
The next one I have was also 1984, which is Starman, which he directed.
I never did.
He directed, and he was an actor in that.
Jeff Bridges and Karen Allen. Never. You know what? I've wanted to see it, but I never took the time.
Never seen Starman?
I've seen bits and pieces of it, but I never saw the whole thing. And it got such great reviews for the type of film that it was, because John Carpenter isn't really known for doing interstellar love stories or something like that. He's known for horror, but apparently it got such great reviews, and I totally missed it. And I don't know why, but I can always look it up and see it somewhere. And I want to. I really do.
I loved that movie. I guess he played a man in a helicopter. That's his credited acting role in that movie. But that used to be. I am a huge Jeff Bridges fan now. So
Jeff Bridges is great.
Anything he's in, I'm watching it.
Tron was great. Fabulous Baker Brothers, or the Fabulous Baker Boys. I'm sorry. Wasn't he in The Long Riders?
What?
I think he was in The Long Riders. The Long Riders. It was a Western. It was the Keach brothers. No. I'm sorry. He wasn't in that. That was the Quaids, the Carradines, and the Keaches. Never mind. Moving right along.
Should we save the rest for next time?
I think we should.
Yeah, let's save the rest for next time. So we left off at Starman in 1984, and so we'll pick back up in 1986. So that'll be easy for me to remember.
Sounds good to me. We covered a lot. I mean, John Carpenter. I talked a lot. I do that.
We all know you talk a lot. That's okay. Well, I was more quiet today.
No, that's not a complex waiting to happen. I talk a lot. Yeah, sure, you talk a lot. Well,
I talk a lot of times. I talk a lot of times too, but I was more quiet today.
No, I'm a blabbermouth.
That's all right. It wouldn't be good if we came on live and we're just like this.
Yeah. You go. Yeah. But yeah, we still have a lot to cover. John
Yes.
Carpenter's got a lot of films still there, so
Lots of really
we've
big
got
good ones for
yeah,
next time.
plenty to talk about.
From 86 till
Yeah.
now. I mean, now, there's been kind of a hiatus for a while in some of those. But
Oh yeah. Well,
yeah, no, there's plenty more to talk about.
yes, and we will continue this next week on Batty
Yeah.
Chatty. Same time. Now, what I am thinking is we're going to have to come up with a very special top 10 plus list because our next live feed, if we go through, will be on Independence Day.
Oh, shit. Oh. I
So
didn't even think
maybe,
about that. So, I mean,
maybe what we'll do
I'll have
is
to wait till it gets a little bit closer to see if I'll be here or not. I should be, but
because what we can do is we can do an earlier feed since most everybody has the 4th of July off. We could do a feed earlier in the day so that we don't coincide with the fireworks and nobody can hear a thing we're saying.
Yeah, well, because I live at the beach, and basically it's M80s all day long. Boom, 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 boom. Seriously, it's ridiculous.
I'm sure we can figure something out.
These people spend more money on stuff they just blow up. It's beyond me.
Well, listen, we're crafty like that. We can figure it out.
Yeah.
We got this.
Yeah, so hopefully we'll be next week on 4th of July. If something comes up, we can switch it around or whatever. But let's plan for it, and for it to be a little bit earlier would be good because I know it's later there for you.
Oh, it doesn't matter for me, but I'm considering everybody else. I mean, listen, I'm in the middle of nowhere. If a firework goes, it's like saying if a tree falls in the woods, can you hear it? If a firecracker goes out in the sky, can I hear it? If the trees fall, but I got to be able to hear them first. So anyway, yeah, I'll be available. That's not even a concern for me. I will be right here.
Okay, sounds good.
All right.
I know my husband doesn't have he has the day off that day, so it'll have to get closer to see if I'll be here or not.
Okay. Well, we can always, like I said, if you think it would be better to push it, like maybe do it a day early, or do it a day later, because I know the next day I'm actually driving home, and I do not want to go through that shit in my car again.
If anything, we'll do it the day before.
Works for me.
If we don't do it on the day of, we'll do it the day before.
Sounds good to me.
All right.
All right.
Thank you guys all for being here. This was fun.
Thank you all. Fun times. Excuse me. Bless you. Fun times. This was a fun one.
Yeah.
Had a lot of fun.
Thanks
all for being here. See ya.
See you next time.
Bye.